Longevity is the new buzzword. Everyone's talking about living to 100. But now that's only important if you don't spend those extra years battling disease, hooked to machines, and don't have any cognition and mobility issues. The real question is then, what does it take not just to live long, but to live well? A long, healthy life depends on four core pillars. Let's talk about these four. One, muscle mass. Did you know after the age of 60, you lose 1% of muscle mass each year? This is called sarcopenia. And you really have to fight to preserve this. Your muscle is a key driver of aging. Lose muscle and you lose function, and that's your quickest decline. Second, a robust immune system, which is so important not just to fight infections, but also to fight serious diseases like cancer. Three, cognition. Protecting your brain is non negotiable. Dementia starts several years, even decades, before presenting with any symptoms. Chronic disease prevention. Obesity, type 2 diabetes, heart disease are the quickest cause of decline, both in health span and lifespan. Now, this is where longevity medicine comes into play and differs from conventional medicine. Why and how? One, it's proactive. You act before a problem shows up. It's preventative. You don't wait for disease to take action. And three, it's so personalized. It's based on your genetics, on your gut health, on your biomarkers, and on your lifestyle. That being said, there are certain universal principles that apply to all of us. And let's talk about those. Let's start with nutrition. The food you eat is either fighting disease or it's feeding it. So, what do, you eat mostly plants, you get protein, enough protein, but not too much protein. And please make fats your good friend and don't fear them. Just include the good omega 3 fats and remove the rancid fats. High glycemic foods spike your blood sugar, take your hormones completely out of whack, and cause chronic inflammation and also chronic illness. Sugar deserves a category of its own. It's a good idea to limit, if not eliminate, if you want a great health span and a lifespan. Talking about exercise, do you know that movement and exercise now has a longevity prescription? It turns out that about 45 minutes of walking about 4 days a week is what we call zone 2 is very good. Also short training, short bursts of training have big benefits. So we're looking at one HRIT or really quick workout every week. And it is so important to include strength training, especially if you're a woman. You need this to preserve muscle mass. And I've explained the importance of that. It turns out grip strength is actually a great predictor of longevity. So make sure you include that. Sleep is the most underrated arm of longevity. Did you know that even 2 nights of sleep deprivation can actually increase your insulin resistance? Imagine what chronic sleep deprivation does to you. It increases the risk of Alzheimer's, of diabetes, of hypertension, even of cancer. So you make sure you make sleep a priority and you get your 7 to 8 hours of good quality rested sleep. And then human connection and mindset. I have some surprising facts for you. Did you know that an optimist lives 15% longer than a pessimist? It also turns out that human connection is a strong predictive marker of longevity. People who feel supported, who feel loved, and who feel seen live longer. So if you want to live long, spend time with those who matter. And finally, there is testing. Here's what most people don't realize: your body is excellent at hiding disease. So, this is what I tell all my patients: test, don't guess. Regular blood work gives us the data to act not just early, but strategically. Now, I'm not here to tell you that if you follow these principles, both you and I will never get sick. Not at all. But I am saying this: you have far more control over how you age. When you work with data, when you work with the right principles and the right strategy, you don't just live longer, you live much better. You live with energy, you live with vitality, and you live with a sense of purpose. And that can start today. Stay well.